Final Fantasy has completely upended the market. You don't want to miss part 1 of this special 2-part Magic the Gathering Market Watch. This video is sponsored by Flipside Gaming. Check out flipsidegaming.com for all your gaming needs. Right now you can order Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy, pre-order Edge of Eternities, or find a vast number of other great items on their website. Remember, if your order is over $100 or consists only of singles, shipping will be free in the United States. Just look in the description or comment section below for direct links to their site. Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and welcome to another edition of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. As I said in the cold open, Final Fantasy has had a huge impact on the secondary market. Tons of cards are spiking all over the place. The vast majority of Final Fantasy cards themselves are dropping since so many packs are being opened right now. Overall though, there's just a lot going on this week to talk about, so much so that we're going to be looking at the top 30 cold cards and the top 30 hot cards this week in a special 2-part episode. In part 1, we're going to count down the cold cards numbered 30 through 16 and the hot cards numbered 30 through 16. As always, our lists are based on 2 pieces of criteria: the percentage change in the value of the cards, as well as the change in the number of sales from week to week. We'll quickly look at the cold cards and then spend a little more time on the cards moving up in price. Quickly before we get into it though, just a couple fast things. I do want to say thank you to a viewer who gave a super thanks tip last week, and that is Miguel Almendras. Miguel, thank you so much for all your support, not just that tip, but all the support you give the channel. It goes a really long way and I truly do appreciate it. Thank you, Miguel. And I also want to say thank you to one of our Hero and Legend tier channel members. That is Joseph Capitani. Joseph, thank you for all the support you've shown the channel as well. I truly could not do this without viewers like yourself, so thank you again, Joseph. Truly appreciate it. And now, without any further ado, let's get into it. We'll begin with the coldest cards of the week, part 1. Again, these are going to be numbers 30 through 16. And remember, our cold cards are considered cold because they're moving down in value, not necessarily because they're seeing less play. In fact, all 30 cold cards this week are all from Final Fantasy products. That's simply because so many of those packs are being opened and some of the demand is being satisfied. Keep in mind though, the 30 cards in the countdown this week are the ones with the highest percentage decreases. A lot more very significant Final Fantasy cards are moving down that we don't even have time to talk about this weekend. But anyway, let's get started with number 30. It's Judgment Bolt from the starter kit, down $1.05 to 45 cents. That's a 70% decrease. Number 29 is Cyan Vengeful Samurai, down $1.12 to 45 cents. That's a 71% decrease. This is from the Revival Trance Commander deck. Number 28, Shalinda Yvonne Acolyte, down $1.15 to 56 cents. That's a 67% decrease. This one is from the Counter Blitz Commander deck. Number 27, Esper Origins, down $1.16 to 75 cents. That's a 61% decrease. Number 26 is Waka Devoted Guardian from the Counter Blitz Commander deck. It's down $1.22 to $1. That's a 55% decrease. Number 25 is Hildebrandt Manderville from the Scions and Spellcraft Commander deck. It's down $1.23 to 65 cents for a 65% decrease. Number 24, Harass Velgar, also from the Scions and Spellcraft Commander deck. Down $1.24 to $1 for a 55% decrease. Number 23, Ultima, down $1.25 to 75 cents. That's a 63% decrease. Number 22, Estinian Varlano. This too is in the Scions and Spellcraft Commander deck, down $1.29 to 54 cents for a 71% decrease. Number 21, Choco Seeker of Paradise, down $1.30 to $1.09. That's a 54% decrease. Number 20 is Coin of Fate from the Revival Trance Commander deck, down $1.37 to 60 cents for a 70% decrease. Number 19, Alisei Levelor from the Scions and Spellcraft Commander deck, down $1.39 to 80 cents for a 64% decrease. Number 18, Matoya Archon Elder, down $1.49 to $1. That's a 60% decrease. Number 17, Ultimate Magic Meteor, down $1.52 to 95 cents. That's a 65% decrease. This is from the Limit Break Commander deck. And number 16 is Trommel Seymour's Butler. This is down $1.53 to $1.33 for a 54% decrease. This is from the Counter Blitz Commander deck. Alright, we're going to look at the top 15 cold cards in part 2 of the video coming out tomorrow. But for now, let's take a look at the hot cards in part 1. These are going to be the cards numbered 30 through 16. First off, number 30, Sister Hospitler, up $1 to $6.50. That's an 18% increase. This is from the Warhammer 40k Forces of the Imperium Commander deck. It has been seeing a little commander play and builds around Hashatan Scarab's Fist and or a Skyclave Hierophant, for example. Now, however, some players want a copy of this to upgrade the new Final Fantasy Revival Trance Commander deck, while others want to put this in fresh builds around the front-facing commander from there, Terra, Herald of Hope, hence the price increase. Number 29 is Agent's Toolkit, up $1.10 to $6.59. That's a 20% increase. This is from the Streets of New Capenna Bedecked Brokers Commander deck. Currently it sees a little commander play. It can appear in builds around the partner commanders Blue Loyal Raptor and Owen Grady Raptor Trainer, as well as Perry the Pulverizer, for example. Now though, a Final Fantasy Commander deck is moving the price here. Some players want a copy of Agent's Toolkit to upgrade the Counter Blitz Commander deck, while others are getting it for fresh builds around a couple cards from there, the front-facing commander Tidus Unis Guardian, and to a lesser degree around Unigrand Summoner. Number 28, Flurry of Wings, up $1.15 to $2.46. That's an 88% increase. This one-print wonder uncommon was seeing a little commander play in builds like Derevi Imperial Tactician and Aragorn the Uniter, for example, but now, you guessed it, a Final Fantasy card is causing this spike. Now many commander players are getting Flurry of Wings for their decks around Choco, Seeker of Paradise. Number 27, Jin-Gitaxias, up $1.25 to $7.37. That's a 20% increase. This is a fairly popular commander, and it's been in the 99 of builds like Mizzix of the Magnus and Tom Bombadil, for example. Remember, Final Fantasy gave us a whole series of saga creatures, so those Tom Bombadil builds are hot right now. This is also appearing in some decks around Final Fantasy cards, which is another reason Jin-Gitaxias is on the move. It's in commander decks around the Emperor Palamecia / the Lord Master of Hell from the main set, plus some players are grabbing Jin-Gitaxias in order to upgrade the Science and Spellcraft commander deck, while others are putting in fresh builds around the front-facing commander from there, Y'shtola, Knights Blessed. Number 26 is Gleeful Arsonist, up $1.59 to $3.84. That's a 71% increase. This is from the Duskmourn Endless Punishment commander deck. It was seeing commander play in some decks like the ones around Volgavoth Harrower of Souls from its pre-con and Geyerson's Torn Kellermorph, for example, but now Gleeful Arsonist is seeing quite a bit more play thanks to Final Fantasy. Partially, some players just want this to play against Vivi Orienteer in the format, but Gleeful Arsonist is good in builds around a few cards from the Final Fantasy main set, including Kuja Geom Sorcerer / Trans Kuja Fate Defied Black Waltz number 3, and Kefka Court Mage / Kefka Ruler of Ruin. Quickly before we get to number 25, just one fast reminder, this video is sponsored by Flipside Gaming. Check out flipsidegaming.com for all your gaming needs. Right now you can order Final Fantasy products there, you can pre-order Edge of Eternity's products as well, or find any number of other great items on their website, magic related or otherwise. Remember, if your order's over $100 or consists only of singles, shipping will be free in the United States, and if you're looking for a direct link to their site, just check out the description or the comment section below. I do have links posted in both of those places. And now, without any further ado, let's move on to number 25, Jeweled Amulet, up $1.96 to $9.75. That's a 25% increase. Here's an old one-print wonder that has become hard to find in high grade. Back when Mana Crypt and Jeweled Lotus were banned in Commander, players were looking for replacement cards and some landed on this. It's been appearing within decks in both 1v1 Duel and regular Commander. In Duel Commander, you see it in builds around Giralf the Fleshwright and Lightpaw's Emperor's Voice, for example. And in regular Commander, it's been in decks around Urzalord High Artificer and Fibblethip Lost on the Range, among others. Now it's also showing up in builds around cards from Final Fantasy, which is why it's creeping up in price again. In Dual Commander, this is in decks around Vivi Ornithir and the Wandering Minstrel. And in regular Commander, Jeweled Amulet is found in Vivi, as well as Kuja Geom Sorcerer / Trans Kuja Fate Defied builds. Number 24 is Aki Battle Squad, up $1.99 to $5.50. That's a 57% increase. This is from the Kamigawa Neon Dynasty Upgrades Unleashed Commander deck. It has been showing up in several commander builds like the ones around Nahiri Forged in Fury and Eshki Dragonclaw. Nahiri is seeing more play thanks to the equipment in Final Fantasy, and Eshki Dragonclaw is a newer card from Tarkir Dragonstorm. Other Final Fantasy cards are moving Aki Battle Squad's price though too. Many people are getting it to upgrade the Limit Break commander deck, while others are putting in fresh builds around a couple cards from there. Red 13 Proud Warrior and Sephiroth Fallen Hero. Plus I'm seeing Aki Battle Squad and commander decks around a card from the main set, Gilgamesh Master at Arms. Number 23 is Hexplate Wallbreaker, up $1.99 to $9.98. That's a 25% increase. This is from the Phyrexia All Will Be One Rebellion Rising commander deck. It's been in builds around Nahiri Forged in Fury again, as well as Nyali Sons of Vanguard from its pre-con. So, which commander builds around Final Fantasy cards are using this now, you ask? Well, I'll tell you. First, some players are adding it to the Limit Break commander deck, while others are putting it in new builds around a couple cards from there. The front-facing commander Cloud X Soldier and Sephiroth Fallen Hero. Additionally, I'm seeing Hexplate Wallbreaker in decks around several cards from the main set, including Firion Wild Rose Warrior, Lightning Army of One, and Gilgamesh Master at Arms. 2 weeks ago, this was number 10 on the hot list. A week ago, it was number 4. Last week, it dropped to number 7. And this week, it falls all the way down to number 22. Arwen, Mortal Queen, up $2 to $12 for a 20% increase. This has been seeing a little commander play in a few builds, like Lathiel the Bounteous Dawn, for example. Now, though, Arwen is being pushed because of Final Fantasy. Some wanted to upgrade the Counterblitz commander deck, while others are adding Arwen to fresh builds around the front-facing commander, Tidus Yuna's Guardian. Arwen Mortal Queen will be good with Tidus, since Tidus can move and or proliferate the indestructible counter on Arwen. Number 21 is Sigil of Sleep, the Urza's Destiny copy, up $1.39 to $6.80. That's a 26% increase. The Dual Decks Venser vs. Koth copy is up $2.21 to $12.21. That's a 22% increase. This currently sees a little commander play. It's been in Geierson Starn Kellermorph builds, for example. Those decks have been upgraded now with Vivi Orniteer. Speaking of which, Vivi builds have also been adding Sigil of Sleep, plus some players wanted to upgrade the Scions of Spellcraft commander deck, while others are grabbing it for fresh builds around Y'shtola Knight's Blessed from there. Again, Final Fantasy is responsible for a price spike. Number 20 is Primaris Eliminator, up $2.28 to $4.28. That's a 114% increase. This is from the Warhammer 40k Forces of the Imperium commander deck. It has been seeing a little commander play in builds like Kenzie Toolbox Tori and Inquisitor Greyfax from its pre-con, for example. Now though, there is more demand on this already scarce and hard to find reprint because of Final Fantasy. There are some players getting this to upgrade the Revival Trance commander deck, while others are putting in fresh builds around Terra Herald of Hope from there. Primaris Eliminator can provide some repeatable value with Terra. Number 19 is Ripples of Potential, up $2.33 to $10.49. That's a 29% increase. This is from the Lost Caverns of Ixalan Explorers of the Deep commander deck. The card has been seeing a good amount of commander play. The most popular build it's in is around Hackball of the Surging Soul from its pre-con. However, there are quite a few Final Fantasy cards that utilize counters and will appreciate this card's ability. That's why it's climbing. First off, sometimes you see Ripples of Potential in Tom Bombadil decks, and as you know, the new Saga creatures are pushing those. Secondly, many players are getting this to upgrade the Counterblitz commander deck, while others are adding it to new builds around a couple cards from there. Tidus Yuna's Guardian and Yuna Grand Summoner, plus Ripples of Potential is strong in 2 commander decks built around cards from the main set, Terra Magical Adept / Esper Terra and Vivi Orniteer. 2 weeks ago, this was number 9 on the hot list. A week ago, it landed at the 7th spot, and last week it moved up to number 5. However, this week it falls to 18. Danny Pink, up $2.35 to $13.85. That's a 20% increase. This is from the Doctor Who Paradox Power Commander deck. It has seen a little commander play in a few decks, like the one around the partner commanders, the 13th Doctor, and Yasmin Khan from its pre-con, as well as Marchesa the Black Rose, for example. You guessed it though, Final Fantasy has pushed the price of this card too. Many players are getting Danny Pink to upgrade the Counterblitz commander deck, while others want it for fresh builds around Tidus Yuna's Guardian from there. Number 17, Kellen the Fae-Blooded, up $2.48 to $6.13. That's a 68% increase. This is a fairly popular commander, and it's in the 99 of some builds. Since Final Fantasy is bringing solid new equipment and equipment support, it's not too surprising to see this card jumping. It has been appearing in the 99 of builds like Captain America, First Avenger, and the partner decks around Ardent Intrepid Archaeologist and Rogue Rock, Son of Roga. Now though, players are getting it to upgrade the Limit Break Commander deck, or to use in fresh builds around Cloud X Soldier from there. Others are putting Kellen the Fae-Blooded in decks around Lightning, Army of One from the main set as well. Number 16, Nahiri Forged in Fury, up 271 to 1197. That's a 29% increase. As we've been discussing, the equipment support for Final Fantasy has been pushing this card. It was already a solid commander, and it appeared in the 99 of Ardent Intrepid Archaeologist and Rogue Rock, Son of Roga partner decks, as well as Captain America First Avenger builds. Now though, Nahiri is a good upgrade to the Limit Break deck, and I'm seeing it in new builds around Cloud X Soldier and Sephiroth Fallen Hero from there. Players are also putting Nahiri Forged in Fury in commander decks around Cloud Planet's Champion from the starter kit. Alright, that is going to do it for part 1, but tomorrow we're coming back with the top 15 cold cards and the top 15 hot cards of the week. You don't want to miss it. Until next time that way, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a like and subscribe, and have a great day. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible through the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page as well as our Amazon affiliate store, where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon, and have a great day.